Everyone's always looking for that next big productivity hack, right? That one secret that's going to unlock peak performance. But what if I told you that the most intense, most demanding schedule ever created wasn't cooked up in some Silicon Valley lab, but was designed over 2,000 years ago? We hear all the time about how hard the top CEOs and entrepreneurs work. We're kind of obsessed with it, right? We see their crazy schedules and think, wow, that must be the secret to success. You know the stories. The people who are up before the sun, they've already had a workout and cleared their inbox before most of us have even thought about hitting the snooze button. Or you see their calendars and it's just this solid wall of color-coded blocks. Every single minute is accounted for, with absolutely no room to breathe. And then you've got the biohackers, optimizing every little thing, their food, their sleep, you name it, all to squeeze every last drop of performance out of their day. But what if I told you all of that is basically child's play? What if the real blueprint for the ultimate high-performance routine, a system that makes today's hustle culture look, well, kind of lazy, wasn't new at all? That's right. We're going to rewind the clock about 2,300 years to ancient India to look at a productivity system so unbelievably rigorous, it's almost hard to wrap your head around. So where does this come from? It comes from a text called the Arthashastra. Think of it as the ultimate instruction manual for running an empire, written by a brilliant political strategist named Kautilya. And right at the center of this whole system is the king. Kautilya broke the king's entire 24-hour day down with insane precision. The basic unit of time is called a nalika. It's a 90-minute block. The day gets 8 of these, and the night gets 8. Not a single minute is left unscheduled. Okay, let's just look at the king's daytime schedule. It kicks off right at sunrise. First 90 minutes, defense, revenue, and spending reports. The next block, public audiences, listening to his people. After a quick break for a meal and study, it's right back at it. Collecting revenue, appointing officials, meeting with his council, and then inspecting the army. There's literally zero unstructured downtime. And the work does not stop when the sun goes down. No way. The evening starts with interviewing secret agents. Then there's another short break for a meal and study, and he heads to bed at midnight. But here's the crazy part. His sleep is brutally short. He's only allotted sleep from 1:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. And the second he wakes up, he's meditating on politics and meeting with advisors, starting the whole insane cycle all over again. This thing isn't a schedule, it's a machine. So when you boil it all down, this entire relentless life revolves around 4 massive pillars of running a kingdom. First, defense. Every single day, the king is hands-on with the security of his kingdom. We're talking troop inspections and late-night strategy sessions with his top general. Then, finance. And he's not just delegating this stuff. The text is clear. He is personally receiving revenue and picking the people who manage the kingdom's money. He's basically the hands-on CFO of an entire empire. Next up, intelligence. And this isn't some weekly briefing memo. No, this was a nightly ritual. He met with his spies every single night to get real-time info on what his enemies were up to. And finally, maybe most importantly, the people. Kautilya says a king who hides from his subjects is asking for a rebellion. So every single day, there's a 90-minute block carved out just to listen to the problems of ordinary citizens. Okay, which brings us to the million-dollar question, right? With a day packed with defense, finance, spies, and public meetings, when on earth does this person actually get to rest? 4.5 hours. That's it. Let that sink in. Kautilya's ideal ruler gets exactly 4.5 hours of sleep, from 1:30 in the morning to 6 a.m., at which point he wakes up to start thinking about politics again. It's just unbelievable. This comparison really puts it all into perspective. Your modern CEO? They're aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Kautilya's king? 4.5. Personal time today is flexible. For the king, it's 3 hours and it's rigidly scheduled. But here's the real kicker, the core duty. It's not about shareholder value. It's about the welfare of every single person in the kingdom. I mean, it seems completely inhuman. So you have to wonder, why? Why would anyone sign up for a life of such relentless, unforgiving work? It sure wasn't for the corner office or a luxury lifestyle. Well, Kautilya gives us the answer right here, and it's actually pretty profound. The whole philosophy is built on this one powerful idea. The king's own happiness doesn't matter. His happiness comes directly from the happiness and well-being of his people. So here's the bottom line. This insane schedule wasn't a productivity hack to get rich or famous. It was a system built on absolute total sacrifice. The king's time, his energy, his sleep, none of it belonged to him. It all belonged to the kingdom. It really makes you think, doesn't it? When we talk about hardworking leaders today, we're usually talking about someone building a massive company or a personal fortune. But this 2,300-year-old model shows us something totally different. Leadership as complete and utter service. Does our modern idea of a great leader even come close to that level of sacrifice? Something to think about.